Hey, what's up you guys, it's Caboose bringing you another Spider-Man PS4 video, and today what I got for you guys is some brand new free roam gameplay that we got some tidbits of coming from Game Informer, as well as some deep dives into the combat in Spider-Man PS4. Now before we jump into this, I wanted to ask you guys, of course, if you could leave a like rating on the video as it shows your support, and I would really appreciate it. So if you could leave a like, that would be awesome. And with that said, well, let's just jump right into this. We're continuing this month-long worth of coverage with some brand new information about Spider-Man PS4 and the swinging mechanics as well as the combat mechanics in the game, and a ton of clips of Spidey free roaming through the city, swinging like a badass. And oh my goodness, the swinging looks so fluid and looks incredibly stylish. It screams the personality of Spider-Man, and it just oozes comic book pages and panels off the screen and onto your video game here. And oh my god, everything just looks so freaking perfect. It was emphasized once again in this article that the webs stick to buildings. Brian Intihar said that he wouldn't be able to sell games, or he wouldn't be able to sell copies if this wasn't the case. So yes, 100% webs do stick to buildings in Spider-Man PS4. And we got a nice breakdown here actually in an update that they added to the article of the button layout in Spider-Man PS4 and what the controls are in this game. Now with R2, fairly obvious. When you press R2 while you're near a building, you will be able to spin out a web and stick to the building and do your swinging process. Now, if you're holding down R2, you can actually run along a wall, or if you're on the ground, holding R2 will allow you to perform parkour. And this sounds super awesome. I'm excited to see how exactly this is going to work, but I'm assuming we've seen glimpses of this. I just want to actually try it out myself. So that's what I'm very excited for. Now, X, very simple again. This is to jump. Obviously, if you're standing still, if you're running off a building, you'll press X to jump. Now, what this also does, though, is allow you to exit out of a swing. So if you're mid-swing and, let's say you want to jump out of it early, you can press X to get out of that swing early, sometimes maybe even to increase your momentum. So that, again, pretty self-explanatory. Now, to get into some of the more complex things, holding down L2 and R2 will allow you to perch on a point. So this allows Spidey to zip to a sign, or maybe zip to the top of a building or something like that. Maybe a pole that he wants to perch on top of. This is what will allow you to do that. Now, holding down L2 makes everything go into slow motion and allows Spidey to aim at specific perches. So if you want to, go from mid-swing, jump out of your swing, and say perch up onto a sign, you'll hold L2 to go in slow motion, pinpoint that sign, press L2 and R2 to zip to it, and there you go, you're good to go. Now, holding down the left thumbstick will actually put Spider-Man into a dive. Now, this is perfect for gaining speed and entering a swing. We've seen some clips of this, Spidey just skydiving from the top of a building, and then, of course, at the last second, as Jacinda Chu has said, you'll swing, and you'll gain all that momentum, and you'll look like a complete and utter badass. And then finally, there is circle. Now, while holding circle, if you're running along a wall, this will allow Spidey to make a sharp turn when he reaches the end of that wall. We've seen clips of this as well, so another pretty self-explanatory one. That sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. I just can't wait to use all of this at my disposal and just see all the cool things that I can make Spidey do while I'm swinging around New York City. That's what I'm very excited about. And all the little clips here, all the little GIFs that I've been showing you guys on video are pretty much some visual representations of the things that I've been telling you here. So look at these and try and break down for yourselves exactly how these things, how these controls are going to come into play. But overall, everything just looks fantastic. Watching Spidey free roam in the city and just go from building to building with ease, it just looks so good. I need to play this game. I wish there was some sort of demo or some way to play it right now. Oh my goodness, everything just looks incredible. But alright, now let's move on to the combat. From the looks of it, and as explained in the article here, the combat seems to be very fluid as well. Spidey is an acrobat, and that comes into play when you're fighting against a group of thugs. He is going to be jumping around like a ballerina. It's going to be craziness. It's going to be awesome to see, though, and I'm excited to try this out, obviously. When you're just fighting a group of thugs, you're going to be jumping from enemy to enemy quite a bit, obviously using your gadgets at your disposal as well. It's mentioned here that holding down the swing button will allow you to do a swing kick at an opponent, which is something that's encouraged mid-combat and can definitely help you get some leverage when you're fighting a group of thugs. Obviously, you also have the environment to your advantage also. There are tons of things that you can throw at your opponent or knock down to take out your opponents as well, and we've seen some glimpses of that in previous trailers and in some of the gameplay that we've gotten very recently. You also have, of course, your gadgets, and we got a little clip in this article in which Spidey brings up his gadget wheel, which is now a confirmed thing. This is obviously something that we were all expecting, but now we have seen it in-game, in motion, and that is really cool to see. And Spidey does use his gadgets, and you can use your gadgets to really help you get an advantage in a fight. It's also mentioned that just like in the Arkham games, after you've strung enough of a combo hitting enemies without getting hit yourself, you'll be able to perform a finishing move on either one enemy or a group of enemies, I guess, depending on how much you upgrade Spidey. We'll have to see if that's going to come into play, but that is really cool to see, and I can't wait to see what some of the animations are going to be like when these finishers take place against your opponents. And that's it. That's the information that we got so far from the hands-on impression that Game Informer had with Spider-Man PS4 and some of the things that they could provide in terms of the swinging mechanics and the combat mechanics in the game. But now I kick it to you guys. What do you think about this? I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments section below. I'm Caboose, and once again, if you could leave a like rating on the video, it shows your support, and I would really appreciate it. And you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.